Today, we are moving on to topic 13. It is our last topic of the year, and we are going to be doing volumes. So there's three different shapes that we'll be doing. Today is volume of a cylinder. We'll be doing volume of a cone, and we'll end with volume of a sphere. So today, and then another day, we're going to spend 2 days on each one. So today we'll be doing the formula for the volume of a cylinder. Hopefully by the end of the class period, you will memorize and be able to recite the formula for the volume of a cylinder. I'm going to show you how to do some problems, and then you'll be doing 13-2 as your assignment. So it's asking how much can go into this cylinder. So let me get my pen ready and show you what the formula is. First of all, I hope you notice that the top and the bottom of this cylinder is a circle. So I'm going to see if I can hold my water bottle up so you can see it. So here's the top of my water bottle. It's my lid. It's a circle. The bottom is not a lid and it's not the same size, but the bottom is still a circle. So a cylinder is made up of a top and a bottom. That's a circle. And then the sides are kind of like a curved rectangle. So you've done circles before in math in your life. So you should know that anytime we're working with circles, there's always pi involved. So pi, that symbol that I just drew, and I didn't draw it very well, is pi. Some of your problems, you have to be careful today. Some of your problems ask you to just leave it as pi, and you don't have to actually put into your calculator what pi equals. You can just leave it as pi. Sometimes it'll tell you to use 3.14, so you got to pay attention. So it's pi. The R stands for radius. I'll put it down here. R is radius. So that would be this piece right here. Radius is halfway across a circle. So our formula so far is pi r squared times the height. So I'll put those two words there. So the H stands for height. The R stands for radius. I want to point out that this first problem says leave it as pi. So you don't have to put 3.14 in your calculator. So I'm going to leave it as pi. My radius is 9. And the height, which is how tall it is 6. So that means on my calculator, I would do, if you know that 9 squared is 81, I would just punch in 81 times 6. If you don't know that, you would do 9 squared times 6. Here's how, if you didn't know that 9 squared was 81, you would click on 9 and then the a squared button and then times 6. And it gives me 486. So I'm going to close this out, and what you have to remember to do, or it's going to tell you you're wrong, you got to type in that number, and then for this problem, it said use pi. So there's a little pi symbol right there. Once you click into the box, it'll pop up on the bottom, and you can see the pi symbol. So just click on the pi. This one says round to the nearest tenth. It also says use 3.14. So you got one extra step on your calculator. So again, it's pi r squared h. That means this time we need 3.14 for pi. My radius is 2.3, I think that says. And my height is 5.1. So 3.14 times 2.3 squared. And if you need to go back and forth a bunch of times, it'd be helpful if you probably just used your phone. It's a lot quicker. You can look at the two at the same time. And then times 5.1 times 5.1. All right, it says round to the nearest tenth. So for me, that would be just 84.7. Hopefully I typed that all in correctly. And we're good. So that's all you're doing today. Plugging and chugging is one that's tricky. First of all, they don't give you the height. You have to figure out the height by adding all of those together. Well, you're in 8th grade. You should know that if you see 7, 7, and 7, if you see 3 7s, that would make 21. And I see 3 3s, so that would make 9. You also could just use your calculator. So for me, my height is 21.9 and I didn't need a calculator. If you have numbers that are like 6.7, that's a little bit harder to do in your head. So I'll wait a little bit while you use your calculator and add all three of your numbers, or take one number and multiply by 3 and figure out your height. And then you have another problem. The tennis ball is 7.3 centimeters across. Well, that's not a radius. A radius only goes halfway across. So you are going to have to take your calculator again and figure out what halfway across your number would be. For me, mine is 7.3. So I need to do 7.3 divided by 2. So my radius is 3.65. So the numbers I'm going to plug into the problem are nothing like what you see on the screen. I had to change them all. So figure out the height by adding it all together. Figure out your radius by dividing by 2. At least on this one, they let you use 3.14 for pi. So for me, that's going to be 3.65 squared times 21.9 on the calculator. So I'm going to go back. I already have a 3.65, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this and click on the squared. And then, so 13.3225, I have no idea why it didn't like me doing that, times 23.1. All right, so 307.7, and then the pi symbol.